So I don't know if you know, but Tucker Carlson is now calling his show the Tucker Carlson Encounter.
Ooh, weird.
I know, isn't that kind of weird? It sounds like something you read about in like the Hollywood Reporter when there's damages announced or something
when
like
you're
that,
talking about an alien.
That's true also.
He is a little bit like wearing a human skin suit.
Well, that's the right mindset to be in, the sort of tinfoil hat here, because Brett Weinstein was on the Tucker Carlson Encounter, and he had a theory about this China border stuff that you guys might want to clock here.
I wrote an essay years ago about the one-child policy and the paradox of a heavy bias in favor of males. No matter how different males and females are in their maximum reproductive capacity, they tend to default to 1-to-1. If you have a society that has too many females, you should produce a male. And if you have a society with too many males, you should produce a female, which tends to balance these things out. That logic should have applied to China. The fact is there were lots of excess males. And if you put yourself in the mindset of a Chinese person having a child, if there are too many males, you should want to produce a female. A male is very unlikely to find a mate. A female is certain to find one. And what's more, she has her pick of the litter.
Yes. Pause it for 1 second. I just have a question. Does Brett Weinstein have any kids? Do we know?
I don't believe he does, actually.
Okay, because I don't know. I can just tell you right now, as a father of 2 children, I will tell you exactly what I did not think about at any part of the process. The conception, the birth, the raising of the child. It never occurred to me, am I doing my proper duty to the demographic needs of the country in any part of the act that I engaged in to create and raise those children.
I think he is a father. It looks like him and Heather. So yeah.
Oh, I wonder if they made that concern. I just wonder, because this is like said by someone who is like the idea of like parenting is completely foreign to them.
Also, I mean, I'm also confused a little bit about the level of agency that he's ascribing to regular people having sex and then having children.
Is this on a group Darwinian level?
I think he's going to be talking about,
bioengineering or something very malevolent?
Maybe after the fact.
Okay.
There are too many males. You should want to produce a female. A male is very unlikely to find a mate. A female is certain to find one. And what's more, she has her pick of the litter.
Yes.
So that logic should have caused the sex ratio to return to 50-50, and yet it did not, which caused me all those years ago when I wrote this piece to wonder if there wasn't another evolutionary force in play. If evolution did not have a mechanism for producing armies, that when a country was in a position to expand, that producing excess males does pay off at a lineage level. That excess males who have no reproductive prospects at home become an effective weapon against neighboring populations. So I can't believe that did not occur to me as I was preparing for this trip, but it has occurred to me now. I guess it didn't occur to me because when I wrote that all those years ago, I was expecting to see evidence that this was turning into a military force, and I didn't see it. So I stopped thinking about it. But now I wonder if that isn't exactly right, and if what happened is that a male-biased population in China was produced as a weapon, and if that weapon is now being deployed. It's remarkable.
We have footage of that weapon being deployed now by the Chinese. Here's a report from, where is this from? Is this from 60 Minutes?
Oh,
I mean, should we? Okay. Well, I think I don't know. Do we need to?
We can't play 60 Minutes because of copyright.
They'll demonetize it, but let's play it anyways a little bit, or just play the audio.
Play the audio.
Well,
yeah.
Play the audio. Do the video for 1 second without audio, so that we can see who we're talking about.
Yeah, actually, just do the video without audio.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do the video without audio, because we don't really need to. There are pictures here. Keep going. And there it is. There's these Chinese. Look at that weapon. Pause it for 1 second. Freeze that. That is a weaponized
human weapon.
Chinese male clearly coming here to do
yellow
nefarious things to us. Now, don't pay any attention to the old lady behind him.
Well, she's tactically pretty advanced. Sam.
Yeah,
He could be the human shield.
Or
he's
the
human
woman,
weapon.
behind to the right of that old lady.
Masked up, so she's obviously propagandized.
Now, I wanted to say, she appears to be an old lady. I know they're from China because the interviewer asked them. But she appears to be an old lady, which is exactly the disguise
military-aged man would use.
Use if you were a military-aged man.
Well, I mean...
attempting to get... And, of course, the woman next to her, in quotes, probably also a military-aged man.
You'd be able to tell that was a karate male, but you weren't a mask, so...
Let's just ask yourself, I want you to ask yourself a question. Is it typical to see a young man with an older woman and then another young woman? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Continue. Let it roll. No audio there.
The scary B-roll here.
Look at this.
Yeah,
these
put
troops.
an insert. Put us in there. Look at the troops. They all have backpacks, I see. And they're wearing fuzzy hats. They've been traveling. There's the old supposed old lady again. Yeah, right. Oh, why are they wearing face masks? Oh, I see. Oh, look at how
they're in formation.
Marching. Formation. Oh my God. Oh, look at how
they're charging now.
Oh, and pause it. Look at those two. Go back just a second.
Okay, yeah, that was bad.
Just go back a second. Right there. Go forward.
Now.
Pause it right there. No, a little bit more. Look at this. Look at that. Pause it.
It's like a mech suit.
You see those two in the
purple?
Okay, Matt, let me just ask you, because you're a strapping young man of a near military age. Let's say you were trying to infiltrate this country. What, aside from the old lady outfit, what would be the next obvious outfit for you to wear?
I'd probably dressed up like an infant and be carried by another, what looks like an older woman.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you think that's an infant? Or do you think that's actually a weapon disguised in a papoose?
Yeah, I think it's a full-grown man, and he's just curled up in it with his knees up to his chest.
Okay, now for me,
that's a compression jacket.
Exactly. For me, my disguise of choice would be to wear me and my fellow Rambo would both wear kids' heavy winter coats. But here's the key.
Yeah, Viet Cong
you make
did
them
this.
violet or some color that signifies like
Barney colors.
Exactly.
No, or it's threatening in the way
watch how these two supposed children walk.
Poison
I mean, look at these tactical Crocs they're wearing.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think you guys are kind of missing the point.
Oh, and look at that. That looks like a rolling
bombs
suitcase.
on wheels.
Yeah,
but they've carried all their military
if
gear.
there are kids, you guys.
Oh, look at those two military-aged supposed young women.
Yes, they're the human shields. It doesn't really matter.
Right.
Pause it.
Yeah.
Look at the invasion.
Wow. We're in trouble, guys.
Really scary. I like how Brett just skips over the most rational, obvious reasoning for the fact that there are under one child policy in China, there were more men or boys than girls, and it was because of sexism, because of carrying the family name and men working and being the head of households, just the same old-fashioned sexism that we deal with. It must be just a bioengineered army force.
Of course.
Evolutionary biology responding to China's pernicious need to be the world empire and have say hundreds of military bases all across the world and act with total impunity. Oh wait, that's us.
The amazing thing is that I think is sort of the gymnastics here is that both this is an incredibly oppressive regime that has full control over these people. The last thing we ever want to do is turn into Chi-Coms and CCP.
It's the yellow peril.
And yet, it's very suspicious that the people there would want to leave and come into this country. Both those things exist And they exist in sort of like parallel universes, because if you take both those ideas and merge them together, you're crossing the streams.
Yeah, I would just like to enter into the record. This is an older clip of Richard Dawkins talking with Brett Weinstein, but this is not the first time Brett has done this thing where he tries to explain everything with Darwinian theory. And this is a very funny, I mean, Dawkins is an a-hole, but this is a very funny response from a guy who's much more scientifically credible than Brett.
Its Jewish population.
And sorry, just to clear up, Brett is talking about World War II, and he's trying to say like World War II is explainable through evolution and
what
lineage.
A shock!
Yeah.
Well, Elon Musk.
When was this? When was this?
This was like 5 or 6 years ago.
Never. The video players never.
Unacceptable, but understandable that Germany should have viewed its Jewish population as a source of resources. If you viewed Jews as non-people, then whatever resources they had could be appropriated for German genes, and likewise the future of Germany lies in Russia. All of the resources of Russia, and how many million, is it 20 million Russians it took to turn the German war machine around? So what you have are these population against population conflicts. If you view it as group selection, it makes no sense, but if you view them as lineages, it makes a great deal of sense. And the belief structures that caused people to step onto battlefields and fight were clearly comprehensible as adaptations of the lineages in question.
I think nationalism might be an even greater evil than religion. And I'm not sure that it's actually very helpful to talk about it in Darwinian terms. I think it's, perhaps this might be a case where we do need to defer a little bit to historians and non-biologists and think about it in other ways.
That's a very polite way of saying, like, that is total idiocy. And you don't seem to understand how evolution exists, and like you think it happens over the course of like 16 to 36 months or something.
Yeah.
You're embarrassing me.
And when Dawkins doesn't want to boil things down to evolutionary biology, you know that you've lost the damn plot.
Exactly. Exactly.
Maybe we should. Is there a historian in the house? Is there a historian in the house?
Oh my God.
If it's all passed down hereditarily, right, then shouldn't that nationalism be persistent in Germany and like about to recreate itself?
You don't know, Emma.
I thought that was your stomach grumbling.
No, I'm working on my Brett Weinstein, and it starts with ASMR sort of moaning.
Well, it doesn't.
Very.
Yeah. Well, the girl on the podcast.
Watch a man hypnotize himself.
No, exactly.
And to be more paranoid about the world.
I saw them get into it with David Pakman about David Pakman doesn't know anyone who's been vaccine injured. And granted, some of it might be self-selecting, but almost everyone I know is vaccine injured.
I love when they throw in like sophomore level like methodology terms, and we're sciencey. Brett has been a YouTuber longer than he was a teacher.